Smoke a purse so sweet with HighThoughtsTV.
Y'all know what the fuck we doing, man. It's Hot Thoughts TV. Niggas hot in the bitch, man.
I'm smoking a purse so sweet with HighThoughtsTV.
CEO Hockley, back again. What's going down?
Man, what's good, man? I'm back in the building. Pico, you done started some shit, man. So it's only right that I'm back in the building because you are the shit starter.
Man, I hear that's what they say on the internet these days. I'll be trying not to, though. But so basically, so what happened is I was watching you were doing a live stream. I feel like you was giving a good message that people needed to hear. And I think, it was in regards to the Black Diamond Entertainment CEO, Sina. He made a post a couple days ago basically popping his shit, saying he wasn't going to be humble anymore, that he was the wave starter for artists collaborating in Texas. Sauce Walka came out, responded, calling Malik in a trick and told him he'll slap him in the greater Houston area, talking like that. Sina, I feel like him being the CEO, I don't think a lot of people understood what he meant when he said that. So what were you saying, if you could give some context into what your thoughts on that situation was?
Well, yeah, in the live, what I was saying, man, again, I don't know Sina, man. I know Sauce Walka for putting it down. I know Sauce Walka for building bridges in the community and making things happen. Now, Sina then came out and say he is the CEO behind D Baby, D Flowers, and also CJ Casino, right? These are some of the artists he signed or had signed to his label. He also say he is the reason behind the Text Us movement, right? And
Right.
Sauce Walka saying that shit is trash, that shit is garbage, right? And all he was a lick, and all he had was his daddy money, and he was spending money. Again, I caught all this information through the internet via social media. I don't know what's true, what's not true. I can't acknowledge that they got some history there. And hey, after doing dealings with Sina, that's how Sauce feel. Sina, after doing dealings with everybody, he feel like that he don't have to be humble no more, and he want to speak on the things that he has accomplished in the music business, and that's, spending money, bringing people together, and making people stars. Now, whether that's true or not, depend on the people that he do business with. What I want to speak on, sitting they whole issue to the side, right? Because they issue is a smaller issue to a bigger issue. And the thing that you got me on here about is that I was saying the number one problem in rap music or the industry of rap is that no matter what level you at, whether you're a DJ, whether you're a radio person, whether you're a producer, whether you're an engineer, whether you are an artist, whether you are a backup dancer, whether you are a promoter, club promoter, a marketer, whatever you is, in the culture of rap music and hip-hop music, there's a culture that people want you to pay for a service and not benefit from it. I'm gonna say that again. People want you to pay for a service and you not benefit from it. That's the only game I ever invested in or been in where that is the common notion across the board. And I'm saying that to say, as an investor, if I come in the game and if, like right now, as I mentioned in my video, if I want to get the top artists in Houston, and I feel like the top artists in Houston are Sauce Walka, D Baby, Lil Jeremy. I use these three examples as the top artists in Houston. Me being an investor, if I want to invest and get them three on a song and get a video out of them three, right? And put that out as a compilation album or just as a single. What I'm saying is the culture of not just Houston, of rap period, right? Do not want the person investing the money to benefit from the service in which they are buying. So let's say I have no issue with them three artists. They take my money, they give me they give me the verses. Now I'm dealing with the producer, with the beat, the engineer. I gotta go to radio. I gotta go to the internet, to the blog pages like you. I gotta go to all these different avenues, and across the board, from the artist all the way down to the nigga that print the flyers. You hear me, Pico?
Yeah.
Everybody wants you to pay for their services, but they don't want you to benefit from them, man. And That's just the honest God truth. When I say benefit from them, meaning like they don't want you to succeed or blow up off of you paying for the service in which they provided you. Why the culture is like that, I have no idea. But that's just the fact of the matter when you're doing business with inside the rap community or the rap culture. I'm not lying about that. That's it. Even in the dope game, when I buy from the plug want me to blow up. The plug want me to blow up so much, he want to front me some work. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
In this game, which is, I guess, is a clout game, nigga don't want you to have a clout and nigga don't want you to pay for it. But they do want to sell you the service and they want to benefit from having your money, but they don't want you to benefit from the service they provide. Because if they give you the hit song and the hit song don't go to them, right, they gonna feel took advantage of. And that ain't in the new era of Houston. How long you been doing music, Pico?
Man, I've been producing engineering since like 2019.
Okay, so you what? Six years in. Okay,
Yeah.
we could go back to the 90s, bro. We got examples of this in the 90s. And again, I'm not putting this on Sauce, D Baby, or Lil Jeremy. I'm just speaking in general about the rap game and the business of rap. It is a taker's game. We could go back right here in Houston with another investor, another CEO, another artist like Lil Troy. We all heard of Lil Troy, Shortstop Records. He had a huge successful song called "Wanna Be a Baller" on a compilation album that he put together for his record company, Shortstop Records. These people on this song of "Wanna Be a Baller," right, were not his artists. They were artists within the city of Houston that he paid to be featured on his album, right? And his song ended up blowing up. And man, even with him, he had all kind of problems, all kind of dealings where even today, those same people say he robbed them.
Why you feel like they got robbed? Is it just because, like, I won't even say as a quarterback, as a coach, your job is to call the best play you can call. So if a nigga called a play that ended up winning the game, like, why is everyone mad? If they're at the same, on the same.
Everybody rap, but everybody don't do business, bro. That's the only way I can explain it to you. Meaning like this. He paid for the feature. He paid for their time. He paid for their talent. He packaged it. It produced it, and it took off. He got like a $5 million deal or something out of it. Lil Troy, shortstop. He says this in his interviews. But the thing is this: people don't want you to benefit from the service that they provide you inside this culture. And this is not just Houston culture. This is rap culture across the board. When we look at different cities, let's look at a city like Memphis. I don't know if you know this or not, but the city of Memphis is not bigger than Austin. Austin is bigger than Memphis. Fort Worth is bigger than Memphis. Dallas is bigger than Memphis. Houston is bigger than Memphis, right? But yet and still, Memphis has been able to produce and take underground artists, right? From being underground to being national stars and multi-millionaires. Haven't you seen that in the last 6 years of you doing music?
Multiple times out of Memphis. They become a hub.
They have become a hub of producing artists. Okay, ideally we will say this about Memphis. Well, it's because they all work together. That's not true. They just killed Young Dolph. They just killed one of the biggest stars. Memphis, not only is it smaller than any Texas city, it has way more beef than any Texas city. Would you agree to that?
Shit, from how I look online, hell yeah.
They just ran down on Say So P, an unknown artist that we know from Memphis, and murdered him, right?
Yeah, what you think about that in broad daylight too, right outside the hotel?
What I'm trying to show you is this. So it's not, Memphis is not winning because they are together, right? They winning because they have people that invest in the artist that's coming up, and the people that invest in the artist that coming up benefit from the service of investing in them. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, nah, I get you now for sure. Loud and
Now
clear.
you follow me. So
Yeah.
whether young Dolph invested in artists and they blew up, Key Glock, Moochie Grape, the different artists that's holding them down now, whether Yo Gotti invested in artists and they blew up, Gorilla or Moneybag Yo, or any of these different people, these are the investors seeing a return on their money, so they're able to keep producing talent out the city. That's not happening in Houston. The investors are getting took advantage of and being called licks and being called tricks and being handled, and there's no return on the investment for most people that are trying to invest into the Houston hip hop scene or the Houston rap scene. It's like that in most cities, and it ain't just Houston. And Houston has more money, has a bigger population than Atlanta would ever have. But there's no respect for the up and coming investors. There's no respect for the up and coming executives. Niggas
Do you
don't want.
blame that in Houston from it being like, you know, we got a stigma, I feel like, out here where everybody really cherishes that out the mud grind. It's the more respected rather than like, you know, you put work in and someone see you put work in and extend their hand and like y'all made it work as a team type of deal.
Nah, I don't think it's Houston in particular. It's just the way the rap business is. Why was it like that in the 90s and why it's still like that 30 years later? I don't know. But for whatever reason, in the music industry of hip hop, people do not want you to pay for a service and benefit from it. Point blank, period. People want you to pay them so they can benefit from you paying them, but they don't want to see you win or make money off of what you just paid them for. That's why things don't pan out in rap. That's why things don't work in rap. Now, when you talk about getting it out the mud, let's just be honest. Man, it's no greater example in this era of someone getting it out the mud than a Sauce Walka, right? No greater example of someone that not only they got it out the mud, but somebody who helps other people get it out the mud and change their life, right? Sauce Walka is a prime example of that. The problem with Sauce is Sauce Walka has a problem or a complex with people who don't get it out the mud. People who do get the investor, people who do have the big homie to help them. Sauce Walka has a way of disregarding or mishandling those situations for those people that do that. You know, I don't know, man. It's just a tricky thing. But one thing about the industry, one thing about hip hop, it takes it. The up and coming investor is took advantage of. He is the trick. He is the lick. And people do not want the person that's coming up to get bigger than them. So they take people money. They do not let people benefit from the service they provide. And that's just real life, bro.
So you think what, that niggas get the money and go in there and give a bullshit verse?
Nah, I mean, partially, yeah, but niggas get the money with the intent of only getting the money. It's no different from having a job. You only here for the 8 hours. What get done and what get complete ain't your business. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be all the way invested into the project. That's like, nah, me and you doing an interview. If the interview is paid for, you goddamn right, I'm gonna promote the interview or I'm gonna put forth the interview. If the interview ain't paid for, I'm gonna promote the interview and put it out because I gave the interview my time, regardless if you gave me money or not. My time was paid for the interview. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if I want the interview to work, I will promote it. And what I'm saying is, in the realm of hip hop, we do not, in hip hop culture, right? We do not respect the investor. It just comes from an identity of lack. It's like being kids. If you grew up in a house and y'all only really got money when food stamp came at the first of the month, when mama go make them groceries, everybody trying to eat up all the cereal. Cereal gone in 3 days for a month worth of cereal, right? Because everybody trying to get it before the next person getting it. And that is the culture of hip hop. That's just that take shit, man. That's just what that is. Now, as it relates to Sina and Sauce Walka, what I'm saying is, again, I see an investor, Arab investor, whatever he is, comes into the culture. He has money to put artists together who normally wouldn't work together, not because they have beef, because they don't have any business, right? No reason to work together. I'm on my side, you on your side. He comes in and he has a vision to put artists together, and he's willing to pay to put the artists together. Now, the reason for why the song's working or not working, I don't know. Like I say, I never heard of the project. I never knew of the project. I never heard or saw the project. But when I heard Sauce refer to that nigga as a lick and refer to that nigga as a trick, right? I'm like, damn, that right there, whether Sauce is telling the truth or not, that is the sentiment that most investors get when we start investing in artists, investing in music inside the hip hop culture, man. That's just what it is.